What's good, y'all? My name is Security, and I am on a journey from unknown to unforgettable. And today's episode is brought to you by the 441 brand. The 441 brands where you can go buy a hat like this in black or white, and you can put whatever you want on it, or you could just leave it blank because blank hats are cool too. And we also have some for the culture merchandise, which is what my pants are. And because I do this for the culture. So again, this episode is brought to you by the 441 brand. It's 441brand.co. Link is in the description. Now, today's episode is I am currently doing this is like a as I'm going type of episode because I feel like this is a part of the journey of the Black Excellence Club becoming better, becoming creating a community. These are things that I need to do. I didn't do the homework yesterday, so I'm doing it now, and I'm doing it in a podcast form. I'm giving it to you guys as well because this is something that if there's someone listening to this that wants to start a podcast, I'm giving you 7 different things that can help you. So basically, like I said, I am going to the podcast summit, which is July 30th and 31st of 2023. So it's in about 3 weeks' time, and right now they're doing a pre-training so that by the time you get there, you already have your podcast started, or you already have all the tools that you need to start your podcast, and all you're looking to learn is how to how to monetize the podcast. So as you know, well, as you may not know, sorry, you may be new to the podcast. This will be episode 40 something. So the podcast has been in effect for almost a year now. August will make a full year that the podcast has been open for everyone to listen. However, it's been over a year since I started recording the podcast. So where I'm at now with the podcast is I'm recognizing that this is a business, it's not a hobby, so I need to start treating it as such. So the questions that I have been asking myself is, how am I going to make money from this? How can I generate income from the podcast? How can I grow a community? I don't want to follow, and I want a community. I'm just gonna make that clear. I'm over the whole following thing. I want a community that's continuously engaging. And I'm also starting local meetups. I am located in Bermuda, so the meetups will only be in Bermuda right now. However, in the future, when I come to your country or your state, we're going to do a meetup. It only makes sense, especially if this is something that I'm implementing now where I am. And the reason I'm implementing this meetup is because this is what can make me stand out from other podcasts. This is what can help me network. This can help local entrepreneurs feel like they're not alone. And I say that because that's the way that I feel. So why not just create what you need? Because at the end of the day, entrepreneurship is filling a gap. It's finding something that someone else needs and creating that, and generally they'll pay for it. So right now, obviously, I'm not charging anyone to come to these meetups. This meetup is on the 23rd of July. I do not have a venue. I do not have an activity. I do not know what we're gonna do, but I have a date, and majority of the group is available to show up on this date. So that's where I'm at with that. I have a date set. That's all that matters. I know that a minimum of 5 people will show up. That is all that matters. I just need to figure everything else out, and I have days to do that. It's not gonna feel like it's last minute. But anyway, today I'm just gonna go through these 7 steps, and just elaborate on it so that you, as my audience, know why I'm doing this. You know where I'm going next and different things like that. So step 1 is clarity. Know your why, what's your focus, different things like that. Who am I speaking to? I can say that I'm still working on my avatar. That is something that I need to sit down and actually write. However, my why is that I am bridging the gap of information from the people that have it to the people that want it. I'm still figuring out, like I said, I'm still figuring out this avatar, this particular person that I'm speaking to. I'm still figuring that out. However, what I do know is that I'm talking to myself in a sense. I'm having these conversations with people and I am learning information. So if I am able to sit here and have a conversation with someone and learn something, I know that the person that's listening or watching is learning something as well. So my XYZ statement, if you don't know what an XYZ statement it is, I help X do Y by Z. So for me, I help young melanated individuals gain information by my podcast, by speaking to melanated individuals that are doing great things. So let me say that again. I help young individuals, I'm not going to limit it to melanated. I help young individuals by speaking with melanated. Right there. What am I doing? I help young individuals do. That's what you did. I didn't say be. I help do. Okay. I help young individuals. I can't say do because. Yep. I help young individuals gain information on entrepreneurship, business, investing by my podcast, The Black Excellence Club. That's my XYZ statement. And I do this. Why do I do this? I do this because I know there's someone out there like me that's like, I want to start this business, but I don't know how. I don't know anyone that's done it before. I want to start investing, but I don't know how. I don't know anyone that can teach me. I don't know these people. So I'm doing this because when I was looking to learn about investing, entrepreneurship, how do I start a business, I wasn't learning from anyone that looked like me. Everyone was white. And I'm just like, but I know tons of black entrepreneurs. I know tons of melanated entrepreneurs, melanated investment bankers, business owners. I don't know any melanated millionaires yet, but I will eventually, and I will have them on my podcast so that I can help young individuals learn or gain information on how to become a millionaire, how to invest, how to start a business. So that is my why. That is exactly my why. Who am I talking to? Right now I'm talking to people that's generally within my age range. Between, I want to say 20, 22, and 30. I'm now 27, but I came up with this idea when I was 25. So I would say 22 and 30 is my age range if I had to select a range. However, I do need to create an avatar, so I need to know exactly the age that I'm looking at. If I had to say exactly an age, I think I would say 25. I would say 25 because that's when I started. Actually, I was younger when I started thinking about this stuff. When I started thinking about it, I want to say I was 23, 24, but I started acting on it at 25. So that's why I would say 25 would be the age of my avatar. Ooh, I guess I'm figuring out my avatar on here, yo. Okay, so my avatar is someone who's in a job that they do not like. They are someone who feels like there's more to life than working this job that they're working. I'm not going to say a 9 to 5 because they could be doing anything that may not be a 9 to 5. They are in this job and they're tired of this predicament. They are making money and they find that they have a lot of money extra. They are living fairly frugal. They're not spending every single cent that they have. They're conscious of there's more to life than going out and just partying. This 25-year-old is looking to elevate their life. They're at the point where, okay, I've had my fun. I'm still having fun, but I realized that going out every weekend is not it. That's not what I wish to continue doing. They recognize that they are wasting all this money, so they start saving more, they start spending less. So when I say they have money, extra money, this is what I mean. And they are looking for ways to spend that money that will in turn make them money. So if I had to name this person, I am going to call them Sue. Why not? Sue. Okay. Okay, so my avatar is, guys, their name is Sue. They are 25 years old. They are working a job that they do not like. They know there's more to their life than what they are currently doing. They are conscious of their spending. They are sitting on money that they don't know how they should spend. They are looking to grow and better themselves. That's my avatar. And Sue is watching a lot of podcasts, a lot of videos on entrepreneurship, on business. Sue is reading books on how to manage money. Sue is reading books on mindset, how to have a better mindset. Sue is doing all these things to better themselves, but needs more help. That's my avatar. I'm gonna have to rewatch this and write this down. That is my avatar. So number 2, the second step of building it's called building a 7-figure podcast, but I'm just saying the second step at this point is directions. Where are you leading your audience, and what direction do you want to go? So right now I am leading my audience to the morning meetup, because that's the community that I'm in that is helping me every single day. So down below there will be a link for the morning meetup where you can get a 7-day free trial, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So where I'm leading you right now is there, because I don't have that community or that platform yet. So what you will see in the morning meetup is a lot of people that look like you, who are gaining information on entrepreneurship, how to start a business, how to create a 7-figure business. You're listening to people and interacting with people like Wall Street Trapper, Justin Phillips from Support Black Colleges. We even had one of the guys from Earn Your Leisure on there recently. We have all these, those are the top 3 names that I can come offhand right now. But you have access to these people, and that to me is a priceless opportunity. Again, 7-day free trial. Click that link, come join and be a part of the morning meetup with me. And what direction do I wish to go? So that's where I'm leading you right now, guys. But once I'm in a position to have my own platform similar to that, then that's where I need you to come. But for right now, come in the morning meetup and grow with me. However, what direction do I want to go after? What direction do I want to go? So right now, the direction that I'm going is creating local meetups, creating a space for entrepreneurs to meet on a monthly basis, to network, to play games, to socialize. We can even do group discussions on the podcast. I just want to create a space that I don't have to go to. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm using the right wording. So we are going to have local meetups in every country that I go to after this. I'm saying after this, when I start traveling again for the podcast, I will be having a local meetup. So I will have network prior to getting there, so that I have people that I'm hanging out with, people that I'm meeting, people that I'm interviewing. And this is a way for me to create a community of melanated entrepreneurs that does not have to be limited to the shores of Bermuda. This is the way that I will be able to put Bermuda on the map as well, because I'm always going to travel for the podcast, because I know that Bermuda is very small. So many entrepreneurs I can interview. So I will be traveling the world, speaking to melanated individuals doing great things. Whether you have a business, you're investing, you just got a great life story. Let's have it. However, another reason for me where we're going, what I'm going to do, of having these local meetups is to eventually create a ticket, turn it into a ticketed event, so that I can bring in the speakers that I'm interacting with on the morning meetup, bring them to Bermuda, and now Bermuda entrepreneurs have seen this person in person and had a conversation with them. People in Bermuda, my fellow Bermudians, have access to these entrepreneurs that we see all over social media. That's where we're going. Energy. What type of energy do you bring to your audience? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not one of those people that's up here all the time. I do have passion. My passion may not be perceived as what others' passions may be, but I am very passionate about what I'm doing, you guys. I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. I'm just figuring it out as I go. So you are seeing me during my journey of getting to where I need to be. So when it comes to energy, I mean, I really don't know what to say. I mean, bring the energy. Like, yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. I can't maintain that. That's why I'm not a soca junkie. I can't maintain that high energy level. I am also just a very laid back person. So I hope that doesn't come across in a mean or in a rude way. I really hope that it doesn't. So the way a few of the things here is it's okay to share your passion, push back, show how important it is to you, bring the energy. What does energy look like? Consistently promoting. It could be. And then I also wrote to myself, who cares what your friends and family think? They'll regret not supporting you in the beginning. And that last statement is really what matters here. So energy for me can very much mean posting every single day. Because I hate social media, but I will do that because I know I need to grow a community. I know that there's people out there that is looking for what I am providing, but I need to reach them. So if I'm not so active on social media every single day, how am I going to reach them? That's what I have to say when it comes to energy. Otherwise, I don't know what to say. Energy, I mean, it is something that I can work on. I can totally agree and admit to that word. Something that I need to work on is energy. But I only have so much of it, and mine is usually this big each time. But I am very passionate about what I do. Number 4, personal and professional growth. You must continue growing. And your audience should be able to see your growth. And I feel like if you have started with me from episode 1 and you're with me in the 40 somethings, you've seen my growth. I feel like you have, especially the way I am talking to people, the way that my interview style is not really an interview anymore, it's more of a conversation at this point. I try and just engage questions that I have, because if I have this question, I know that Sue, my avatar, has those questions as well. So that's something that you can see with growth wise within the podcast. You can also see growth with the equipment. I also recently just purchased new equipment. I'm just waiting to pull it out until I'm in my new apartment, in my new space, because why pull out new equipment in an old space? That's just my logic. You should also, what do I keep saying? That's something else. Growth, knowing what you need to change. I keep saying I noticed that it's a filler word for me, and that's something that I am working on. I just stopped myself from saying Start where you are so your audience can see your growth and be a part of your journey. Continue to move to the next level. Keep progressing. People want to follow what's moving. Make it a point to keep progressing both personally and professionally, continuing education. So, if y'all don't know, I don't think I've mentioned it that many times, but I do have a YouTube channel. It's called Unknown to Unforgettable because, as I said at the beginning of this, I am on a journey from unknown to unforgettable. And on my YouTube channel, you can see my journey from unknown to unforgettable. You can see my journey up to right where I am within my podcast and my clothing brand. So make sure that's another link in the description. Go check out my YouTube channel. That is where you can really see my growth, because recently I have watched some of my first few videos and I'm just like, wow, you've come very far. You may not think that you're doing a lot, but you're doing your thing. And just keep rewatching what you was doing, because you're making progress. It may not feel like you're making progress, but you're making progress, security. You are definitely making progress. So I highly recommend you go check out my YouTube channel to see where I started, to see where I am. I am also consciously starting to document the podcast journey, the journey of growing my podcast and its community. It may not be up right away when you see this or listen to this episode, but they will be coming in the future because I am actively recording. My issue with YouTube is I don't like people to know what I'm doing exactly when I'm doing it. Although I don't really have that many viewers, I really don't. So it's like, is no reason, that's no excuse for you not to just consistently, I mean, I am consistently posting, but post in the present. I just feel like that isn't, I don't like that. I like my privacy. So I don't mind sharing, but you're not always going to see it in the time that it's actually occurring. Excuse me real quick while I drink some AG1. Link in the description. I also like to read, so I am also starting to do small book reviews on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in some books, just check out my YouTube channel. I believe there is a playlist called The Books I've Read, so you can see the books that I have read. All the books that I have read are not on there. I only just started doing that this year. I can consider going back and maybe just create a list of books that I've read and just maybe do like one or two things that I remember from each book, because all the other books, they're old in my memory. But guys, if you are out there and you are doing something and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, continue doing it. Or start taking photos or taking a short little 30-second video of what you're doing this day, what you did this day, different things like that, just so you can go back and look at it. You need to do that, especially if you're in entrepreneurship. You need to be documenting your journey. Whether it's writing, it's photos, it's videos, no matter what way you decide to document it, make sure you document it. And it's not for anyone else, it's truly for you. So that when you're in a position where you feel like, oh man, I haven't fulfilled my daily task, I haven't filled my goal for this week, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, you can always go back and look like, yes, you did not do this week or this day, but look what you did in the past 3 months. Look what you did in the past 6 months. Look what you did in the past 2 years. So don't count yourself out, guys. That is something that I struggle with myself, especially the past 2 weeks. But I went and I looked at my YouTube channel. I looked at some videos that I have on my phone of stuff that hasn't released yet. And you're in a completely different place than you were 2 months ago, 1 month ago. So stop complaining. Keep your head down. Keep doing what you got to do. You are making progress. Number 5, innovation. Be the first to get noticed for it. Not the first to do it, the first to get noticed for it. Don't be afraid to do something controversial is what I wrote. So don't be afraid to do something controversial, because that gets views. Point blank. Controversy gets views. So when it comes to what I'm doing, it's like, well, what can I do that's controversial? Or what is something that I can do that's gonna catch someone's attention? I feel like that's something where I'm really struggling when it comes to the growth of the community and the podcast in general. Is what is it that I can do that's gonna catch someone's attention other than just having a conversation with someone or something like this right here? Because I don't think I've even said anything in this entire video that's controversial that I could post as a clip, but I have said things that can work, that can motivate. So where do I, figuring that out, find the gap. Don't be afraid of doing things for free to create social proof. And this is what I'm doing. Literally, with finding my gap, because like I mentioned, is local meetups right here in Bermuda to start, and then going elsewhere. I'm not saying they're not happening elsewhere, but they aren't happening in Bermuda that frequently. So I'm filling the gap by doing it on a monthly basis. That's how I'm filling the gap. Find the space that no one is in and move in. And that's what I'm doing. We don't have anything on a monthly basis for local entrepreneurs. We don't have too many things like that. So that's where I'm filling the gap right now for where I am. Now, if I ever move out of Bermuda and I'm elsewhere, then that may be something different. However, I will continue this local meetup. Whether I am in Bermuda or not, I will have someone running this every single month because it is needed. 6, something to sell. Have something to sell. Have a hat, t-shirt, something. I have these hats. I do not have any Black Excellence Club merchandise at this present time, but I will in the future. But right now, it's just my blank hats. I am actually going to work on creating some patches, some Black Excellence Club patches, which is the logo that you see, the fist and Established 2020 to stick on the front of these. And that will be my merchandise. That will be something that I am selling for right now. Eventually, I will do more merchandise, but everything costs money. Last but not least, strategy. Don't act, just think. Strategy is necessary to overcome, to be successful. How am I going to strategically get to this end goal? What is your strategy? Spend time and think of your strategy. Consistency is the only cheat code. What is my strategy? Right now, my strategy is this local meetup because that's a networking event. That's what it is. So some of the people that I have in my group chat have not been on my podcast. I'm not sure if they listen to the podcast, but some of them have not been on the podcast. So that helps me get more guests. 1. 2, your network, your net worth is your network. So if I can get more and more people within my network, then that helps me just as much as it helps them. So my strategy right now, I would say, is definitely the local meetup. This will be out before that, so the 23rd of July, local meetup. I don't have a location yet. The time will probably be between 5 and 7 p.m. If you heard this in time, come through. If you don't, check my YouTube channel for a video of it. Or check the Black Excellence Club YouTube channel for a video of it. Strategy. What else would I say is a strategy for me right now? I think that right now that's the main thing. If I had to think of another strategy, it would be to interact with people more on social media. People that I don't follow, people that I will be interviewing in the future, different things like that. That's it that I have for strategy. Consistency is the only cheat code. I have been consistently putting out new episodes since August. I did take one short break. Not gonna lie. I did take one short break, and that was more so due to health issues. But yeah, I did take one small break, which was like a month and a half. So 6 weeks, I took a 6 week break. But since then, since June 1st, I believe, episodes have been coming out every single week. Every single Friday, 10 a.m. on YouTube. Every single Friday. I think it's like maybe like, I think they're probably really available on the Apple Podcast at like 1 a.m. They're supposed to come out at midnight, but sometimes it lags a bit. But on any podcasting site, not just Apple Podcasts, you can go and listen to the podcast every Friday. Every Friday, new episode drops. Guys, this is how I will turn the Black Excellence podcast into a 7-figure business. Don't forget to go in the links below to check out the 441 brand, the morning meetup, and AG1, because this keeps me healthy. I know my face looks crazy right now, but that's because I was eating a whole lot of junk. But this green juice, honestly, it gives me energy. So, this is another episode of the Black Excellence Club podcast. This is a part of my journey from unknown to unforgettable. I am just putting out the information that I am receiving, because at the end of the day, Sue, this information is for you. Ooh, that rhymed. Sue, this information is for you. Guys, my name is Sakutani, and I'm on a journey from unknown to unforgettable. This is another episode of the Black Excellence Club podcast. Follow us on all platforms, and have a great rest of your day.